As a chiropractor, I deeply understood the connection between memory, trauma, tension, and physical holding of that, and the importance of, if we want to connect to an emotion, we need to connect to movement and physicality. That was all connected. That to talk about it, to be just didactic, to just be spiritually aware, just wasn't enough. We needed to actually move energy through us, and not just on our own, but in the presence of others, to be witnessed in it by others, was extremely healing. So it's one thing for me to talk about my sadness and be witness in it. It's another thing altogether to move that through me while being held in it. And the medicine that then can be shared is amplified greatly. So physicalization is one of these things that doesn't just bring juice to the self that is physicalizing, but it's where the medicine can really be transmitted. Because it's very palpable, very tangible frequencies. There's an art to physicalization. It's like body art. You're knowing how to connect not just your own body, but how to coach other people's bodies to best animate the ranges that they wish to connect to. Now, the purpose of this little demo today is just to touch the surface of what's possible. And I will say this first and foremost, that what I'm going to show you is just seeds that my longing is for you to open with your own creativity. So physicalization is this open book where you can basically modify and create and co-create with your client whatever it is that they need. So there's no set prescription. I've noticed, though, that physicalization can occur with different types of space. For example, we have what we call power space, which is physicalization that helps people connect to their power, whether it's contained power or uncontained power. There's physicalization that's needed in order to help people receive, in order to help people feel more nurtured, nourished. So different types of space require different types of physicalization. So what I'd first like to do is demonstrate a type of physicalization. It's a classic one that, again, can be modified, where people can use sound, their voice, and the principle of resistance as a means to move energy. And we call it the yes-no process. Many of you have seen it. It's easy to see, but there's a tactile, felt sense to doing it right, which is why I want to show you how to do it now. And then this is something you're going to practice just for a few minutes when we break out in just a moment. What I'd like to do is get 2 volunteers who've never done it before. Never done it before. That's important because if you've done it before, then it's easy and it's not really worth a demo. Thank you, thank you. So the yes-no, I'm going to set it up as if we were in a retreat. And what's normally going to happen is it helps one of the participants connect to their no power, which is the ability to hold boundary. Because often we get into a place where it's difficult to feel ourselves, we merge with others, and we sometimes have difficulty feeling our own power. We kind of codependent with other people, we merge with other people. So this is a chance for you to kind of feel your no physically. So rather than just saying, I want to feel more no in my life, I want to be able to hold better boundary, you can actually physicalize it. So what it is basically you make sure that all rings and stuff are off your fingers. Wow. Fantastic. Great. And then what you do, I'm going to show first with you, Bertie, is that how you say your name? B. B. Great. So hold it up here and then open your fingers and then we'll interlock here. Now, you don't know this, but I'm not doing this, am I? I'm not holding tight. Now, what I'd like to do is, this is the motion. I'm just going to go through the motion, not the force yet. The motion is, we're just going to go back and forwards like this. So I'm going to push, and then she's going to push. Notice the stance, 1 foot forward, 1 step back. Doesn't work like this. Yes? Here. Then push, and then push. Great. Now, what we're going to do now is add the words. So as I push, I'm going to be yes. And when she pushes, she's going to be no. But that can be transferred. It doesn't really matter who's yes and who's no. So yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's a lot of fun, isn't it? Yes. So now let's talk about the force. This is where it gets really interesting. I want to feel her resist but yield at the same time. And what we need to do that is what we call dynamic tension. So I want you to push a little bit against me. Push a little bit. Oh, that's a lot. Yeah, and there we go. Enough for us to feel connected, but not fighting. Yes? So just in, push, good. Now, as I push, I'm going to do this slowly. I want you to continue to push back, but let me in. Now, you see your shoulders go back? I want you to let your elbows bend, but still, you lost the tension. Good. I want you to keep the elbows, let the elbows yield. Beautiful. Excellent. Oh, that feels good. Now, you push against me. Can you feel that?
Yeah.
Good. Nice. Keep going. Now, yes.
No.
Good. Yes.
No.
Notice how I snap at the back. Yes? Yes.
No.
Notice how I let back at the last bit. I snap at the end to give her the wah, the feeling of the real no, right? I don't fight her at the end, so watch this go. I don't do this. Go no. That's how everybody does it. And so they end up doing this. Yes! That's not it. So go.
No.
Good. Yes.
No.
Yes.
No.
Good. Now, the last part of it is that as we go, I want you to get louder and louder and louder.
Yes.
Good. Let's see what happens now when you do it together. Because now I'm going to make sure that, now, give it a little bit of force and see if you can get the same feeling that I just did with you. So.
Okay, you go first.
So you're a yes.
Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes.
Good pause. What are you seeing that's slightly different? Yes, in terms of how I demonstrated it with B, what's not translating when we're doing it here? Yes, there's something quite not, the bullet isn't connecting. So I'm just going to go in here with you. So give me a little, excellent. Too much, let me in. And then as you get into the last bit, just let it clap. Boom, good. And now go, yes.
Yes.
Yeah, no.
Yes.
Good. Give me some more.
Yeah.
And then let it in.
No.
Good. That's adorable. Okay, one more time. Okay, here we go. Yes.
No.
Good. Yes.
No.
Good. Yes.
No.
Excellent. Can you feel it, right? There's a different quality to it. Let's try again.
So, who's who?
I don't know. Yes, no.
Okay. Yes. No.
Good.
Yes.
Good.
No. Yes.
Louder.
No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. No. Yes. Yes.
Yes. Yeah. There we go. Excellent. You get it, right? So that's the. Can you feel it?
Yeah.
It starts to move. And that's a yes-no process. Looks simple on the outside, feels like you're just doing this, but it's not. There's an actual activation. There's a circuit of energy moving when you get the body dynamics right. Now, let me share with you a few of the things that might happen. I'd like you to do it with me, but I'd like you to raise your intensity and do it, I want you to gradually build it up. Okay. So this is, watch what happens, okay?
Yes.
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
No.
Yes!
Okay, so what do you think I might need? So what's your diagnosis of me? What range do I need? Yeah, it's like her, I'm not matching or meeting her, am I?
And I'm feeling like I'm going crazy.
So, I'm sorry? That's my marriage. Oh, brilliant. Oh, brilliant. Brilliant. So you can instantly get us, now, whether you have words for it, you can feel there's something I need, right? And it came instantly within 10 seconds, not with psychoanalysis of who did what to me, how and when. The physical reveals quicker than the verbal. And this is the key here. Now, let's say, for example, we did something like this. So we would play normally, but I'll do something slightly different.
Yes.
No!
Yes.
No!
Yes.
No! So, diagnosis. I need to receive. That's good. Yeah. That's true. No, she's absolutely right. But notice how fast I'm going. I'm avoiding feeling my own power. Yes? So, diagnosis. Yeah? You see how that moves. Now, next one. You go yes?
Yes.
No! No! So, what's the diagnosis? What? Apart from being completely crazy. I'm uncontained. Too much uncontainment. I'm completely lost my grounding. No center. I've gone crazy inside. Meaning I don't know how to manage contained energy. Do you see? So it doesn't really matter how you do this, it reveals something nonetheless. Yeah. Great. So that's an example of physicalization, but you can explore and experiment. So for example, I'll notice that sometimes if somebody has a real difficulty with saying no, what you can then do is behind the person needing to say no, you put 3 people around them. They don't add force. You just have 3 people supporting them. So when they say no, they feel they got more weight behind their no. And if they're too easy with their no, you put the other 3 opposite them. So then they feel the world is against them. Yeah? So you're using resistance and antagonism to bring out collapse, to hopefully bring them into a place beyond their collapse. So in physicalization, we use a lot of resistance and reenactment to trigger a trauma. It sounds horribly mean, but it's designed as homeopathy. You give a little bit of what they don't like so they can get an immune system to become strong against it. So this is physical homeopathy. Give them a bit of the original medicine that hurts, and they will find power within it. Give them too much of it, it will re-traumatize their system, which is why you need to be skilled at physicalization to do it.